We've got another PVZ. It's been a lot of PVZs today. I feel like there's less Terrans in this tournament than any tournament I've seen in a long time, actually. But the countdown has already begun. You guys ready for some PVZ action here? All right. Awesome. So,
okay, we are loading into the game here, and at the top right-hand corner, Shakura's Plateau, we have our yellow Protoss player from Team Rain. That is KiWiKaKi.
The Power Rangers. I love the Power Rangers as well. And over on the upper left part of the map, the player who loves the Power Rangers from Millennium, it is Stephano.
And we actually have a funny story about these players. They met in the semifinals of one of the IPL qualifiers.
Yeah.
The winner was going to be seeded into our champ bracket. The loser had to go home. And KiWiKaKi ended up losing in game number 3. Why?
Why?
Because he forgot warp gate research.
No.
The whole game.
Wow.
Yes. He was about ready to push out with 6 gates and then realized he didn't have warp gate started.
Oh, well, I don't think we're going to see that today from a man. He has beaten his way up through the open bracket, made it all the way to the championship bracket, and he has another chance to take down Stephano. But I gotta say, Stephano has been looking really impressive this week, man. I had not seen this guy play a lot yet until this tournament, and you know, we had dinner with him and Chef yesterday, and I told him, I'm like, Stephano, you are so good. I'm so impressed with you, man. And he was like, thank you.
Yeah, he is really good though. He took down Huck and pool play as we were casting the games. I was curious how he was going to alter his very heavy infestor builds, you know, with the recent nerfs, and he was ending up just going mass ling roach and then adding in infestors later on. The same time he was going up to Adrenal Glands and Greater Spire, and it worked out really, really well for him.
Very, very cool. Actually, you see a certain amount of similarity in Chef and Stephano's styles this week, actually, as far as how they played. Chef, of course, is out now, but Stephano is carrying on the spirit of the Zerg inside of him.
And Kiwi going to try and block this hatch for a decent period of time, as that spawning pool is still about 25 seconds away from finishing. And there's the pylon going down. Forge coming up for KiWiKaKi as well. And you know, KiWiKaKi said that after that match, he was dying to play Stephano again, and he has his opportunity on the main stage here at IPL.
Yeah, he got his wish, man. This is indeed a bit of a grudge match. It just is absolutely a horrible feeling to lose a game like that. Whoa! Mortal Kombat! Oh, the drone! 4 hit points away from death. That probe, all he needs to do is just zap him one more time.
Yep, and we'll see. Looks like Kiwi going to. I thought he was going to run away there for a second. He's recovering his shields at the moment. We'll see if he tries to put on any more of a block there at the natural. Feelings are making their way out, though. They will start picking away at the pylon. The Nexus already on the way, though, for KiWiKaKi.
Yep. Time for the probe to head out. Do a little bit of scouting here. Oh, is he gonna put a pylon back on base? Nope, just kind of checking around for things. Yep. And so yeah, Stephano should be able to expand fairly soon. The Overlord coming to give some moral support back at the base of KiWiKaKi, though. Yeah, a couple gateways going up. Cannon there. He's gonna be very secure against any sort of early Zergling aggression for sure.
Yeah, certainly. And if this is the same build he's been doing lately against Zerg players, we're probably going to see chrono boosted double Zealots for a little while he gets his economy started and try and put on a little bit of pressure and then move up to some sort of... he certainly could have changed it for this tournament, though, but that is what he had been doing lately.
You know, I like this by KiWiKaKi, too, getting that second cannon right away, wanting to make sure he stays very, very safe. Oh, and there's the probe. He's never going to actually mine the narrow. Oh, I keep talking about, I think you're looking at things, then you switch it right when I turn right.
My goal to confuse you is working.
It didn't give me a computer that I can control when I cast.
And you're used to the tasteless seat.
I know, I am. I just have to like sit there and enjoy.
2 expansions coming out of Stephano, though. Another hatchery down to the bottom left-hand corner. And indeedy-doo, we have double Zealot production here for a little while. I'm glad that
Did you say indeedy-doo?
Indeedy-doo.
Indeedy-doo. All right. Why are you pointing at me?
I like it.
Okay.
Anyway, so double Zealots are out. The one expansion is just about to finish. We have another one coming up at the bottom left-hand corner. I'm just going to try and make you feel as awkward as possible this game. I have a new goal.
Oh, don't worry. I feel fine. It's all good. I'm not awkward. I don't feel awkward.
Anyway, so we have, more chrono-boosted Zealots coming out. Yeah. And Kiwi going to test the waters with just one. And this is really smart because it drives away both the Zerglings in the middle of the Xel'Naga Tower. It's going to force Stephano to bring, or at least grab all of them. Kiwi runs away, and then he's going to bring all of the Zealots later here in just a second as he is continuing to chrono boost out those Zealots ready to make an attack.
Yeah, and this could be a little potent push from KiWiKaKi here. I mean, a lot of Zealots early on for Zerg can be hard to deal with if you're not expecting it. So right now, I mean, our Zerg player Stephano has only seen one Zealot. He doesn't really know that this is going to happen yet. Oh, he'll know soon, though. There's 6 Zealots moving across the map. He's going to need to make at least a lot of Zerglings to handle this, and I would not be surprised at all if KiWiKaKi sends these Zealots right to the 3rd.
Indeed he do. And as the Zealots make their way across the map, Stephano going to try and bring out a few Lings. At the very least, this either does actual economic damage, or it forces your Zerg opponent to just mass-produce Lings and cut drones for a long period of time. So, looks like those Zealots are actually making their way down to the bottom left first, so they can take out that 3rd.
It's the best place to go. They're going to kill that hatchery so quickly. 24 Zerglings on the way, but are they going to get there in time? There's going to be some Lings popping out right there, but Stephano needs to group those up. And these Zealots, look at how fast Zealots kill buildings. It is actually a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it really is. 300 points of health, 200, 100, and that is going to fall.
Goodbye.
So Stephano loses his 3rd. He's going to lose a few Lings as well. Yes, he will kill those Zealots, but they have certainly paid for themselves in the amount of damage they did. And KiWiKaKi's tech is not hurt, but he does have double Stargate follow-up to this.
Yeah, the thing is, he's forced all these Lings, and Stephano's not really going to be able to get in and do a lot of damage with them. And if I was a Protoss player and you asked me if I had a button where I could just pay 600 minerals and kill the 3rd expansion of a Zerg player, I would use it, man.
Yeah, certainly. It worked really well, and he even took out 200 resources, 300 resources of Zerglings as well. So here comes Stephano making his way up there. He's going to run right to double photon cannons in a second, though. Both those Zerglings are going to die.
Yeah, I was going to check to see if there's a little gap, but there's not. So, yeah, the Zerglings are just going to have to chill out on the map there.
Double Void Rays.
Oh, wow. Some Void Rays coming out here from the 2 Stargates. And I think this is the way to do it. You know, the 1 Stargate play, like I mentioned earlier, it just feels really risky. But if you're going to go Void Rays, just go all out, man. I mean, just commit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I like it because at the very least it's going to force a Hydralisk transition, and maybe you can do some sort of Colossus switch behind that. Or you can just outright kill your opponent if they're not prepared, especially because Stephano was going into Mass Roach mode. He has a lot of upgrades coming up, and Lair Tech is done, yes. Evolution Chamber is done, yes, so he can prepare some anti-air pretty quickly, but it's not there yet because he does not have a read on these Void Rays. Or actually, let's see. Okay, no, it looks like Overlord is making its way in, so now he does. We should see Spore Crawlers coming up. There are 3 on the way along with the Hydralisk Den.
Yep, there's some on the way. He did manage to see one of the Stargates at least, you know, and Stephano is one of those Zerg players that likes to get that early Evo Chamber, like many do these days, so he should be perfectly fine against this airplay here. The Zealots, or not the Zealots, the Zerglings, they also start to see will need to run away from the Void Rays, though.
Yeah, and those Void Rays have picked up a few kills, so they're slowly starting to pay for themselves back, and looks like KiWiKaKi is actually continuing to pump Void Rays. 2 more are out on the field, another one being added, and he's dropping down 4 gates at the same time, so this will eventually be a transition over to 6th gate, plus 1 attack already coming up.
Yep, that's right. The idea is to get your opponent to go Hydras and then try to go something that will crush that afterwards. 4 Void Rays, though, in the base of Stephano. There's 2 Spore Crawlers right there. He's charging up on the Extractor. The Queen
at the same time, though, there's a lot of Lings that ran into his opponent's base.
Oh, wow.
They're able to bust their way through. KiWiKaKi is trying to defend. He's got a lot of Zealots in place, though. He will take out the first round of Zerglings. However, some of his probes have fallen. He's actually retreating with his Void Rays at the same time, so it looks like Stephano...
Oh, he catches the roaches.
Oh, nice job. The Zealot's going to be able to move up and be very effective.
Yep, he's going to need to warp another Zealot there to make sure that he's going to kill all of them. Because, of course, sentries don't do too well against roaches. But you know what?
We have a few units moving into the main as well. And more Zerglings are going to kill those probes. How many workers killed now? 25 altogether for Stephano.
Stephano, I mean, you watch this guy play. He just seems to know the right thing to do in every situation. His decision-making has been so good.
Kiwi using Void Rays to go after Hydralisks, and actually worked pretty well for him right there. Had enough Void Rays to move those units away. We do have a 3rd Nexus being put up, though. We'll see if Stephano responds with a 4th anytime soon. But he is producing, wow, actually that's a lot of Hydralisk coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. That it's going to do pretty well against all that. And, you know, he can do that. He's got the luxury. Hydras have such high DPS that if your opponent doesn't have anything like Colossi, you know, you can stay pretty safe. There's not going to be any storms to worry about either. So, you know, Stephano's in a good position to do something like what he's doing.
We do have 44 workers at 57, so Stephano has a nice lead, but despite the losses that Kiwi took, he still does have a pretty respectable worker force, and if he's able to hold that 3rd base, he'll be even better on that front. We do have 14 Lings trailing behind these Hydras here in a second, but Stephano, just queuing everything up down at the 6 o'clock, may decide to move out soon.
Yep, 16 Hydras in this army right now, and someday they may even evolve to grow legs so they can walk a little bit faster. Who knows? Oh, look out for the Void Rays. There's some force fields trapping a couple Lings, but Stephano gets away without taking too much damage here.
And we have one Spore Crawler at the front. It looks like a couple more are going to make their way out there. Yeah, there they are running across the creep, trying to catch up. I always love how their necks are like blowing back in the wind, like, I'm coming, I'm coming.
It's like pretending
here we
they're
go.
fast. Yeah. Oh, a lot of Hydras doing some damage here. Trying to pull back. Oh, look at that. Avoiding the force fields. Making KiWiKaKi fight in a place that benefits him. Stephano's really doing a good job controlling that engagement. Look at that. The poise to realize not to go through that narrow choke. Risk his army. You know, it's great.
These Spore Crawlers are slowly making themselves up as well. I agree with you 100%. I really do. You know, Stephano's playing this pretty well. He has some roaches in this army as well, so he's going to try and engage this head on. One Photon Cannon up, picks away at a couple of the Zerglings. Some roaches were coming out of the front, but maybe Stephano just wants to try and get KiWiKaKi to move his army out of position.
Yep, he's got to be careful. You don't often see offensive Spore Crawlers in a ZVP, do you?
No, not at all, but they're going to work out pretty well because Stephano's creep spread is going unchecked as he expands to his fourth down to the bottom left-hand corner as well.
Yeah, really, look at that creep spread as well. We are only like 15 Blizzard minutes into the game. It is already across quite a large map, and it's connecting all his bases as well.
A lot of Hydras. They're flanking around the right-hand side. The roaches are going to come over to the left and try and pull units away, and looks like they may succeed in doing just that. Those Hydras are going to try and pinch those units in.
Oh, he's going to get in a pretty good position here. He's moving in at that third base. We'll have to see if he has the DPS to do the damage. How are KiWiKaKi's force fields going to be? Pretty good, but those Hydras do have the range they need as well, so the Hydras can get away in time. Look at how fast those sentries die to the Hydralisks. That really scary. Man.
There are so many units being added to the mix as well. 11 Hydras, multiple roaches, 6 actually at once, and a ton of Lings coming up, so Stephano just wants to flood his opponent.
Yeah, KiWiKaKi not out of this quite yet, though. He's doing a good job of keeping those Void Rays alive for the most part, doing a great job with the force fields, just zoning out the Hydras, and look at that. KiWiKaKi, for the moment anyway, pushing back Stephano a bit.
And looks like Stephano's second round of attacks is making its way in. He's got a lot more Hydras added into the mix. There are still 3 Void Rays remaining, and it looks like he was trying to put down as many units as he can, but the Zealots are actually getting torn up before they ever move up and engage.
Yeah, that is just the power of the Hydralisk DPS, but you know what? KiWiKaKi, look at that. What a defense at his third base. Really well played. That is an inspiration to Protoss players everywhere, I tell you.
Yeah, certainly. And Kiwi's economy is quite good. He's matched the worker count for Stephano as well. He just needs to get some units up there because his army is lagging quite far behind.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looks like Stephano just droning up at the moment. He has another group of forces that are ready to push their way up if need be, but don't know if he's going to want to attack with just that few.
Interesting. So, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that he's staying defensive right now, but he's really not able to put any pressure on Stephano. You can see Stephano's taking his fourth. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a fifth soon as well, while KiWiKaKi is kind of being limited to just his 3 bases right now. I mean, Stephano even has an Overlord at the place where the third base could eventually be for KiWiKaKi as well. So despite the good defense, he's still in a tough spot at the moment.
Yeah, he really is, but he's starting to add more Void Rays to the mix. 2 more just popped down. He's got a couple of Photon Cannons down as well. And he's still on 3 base. And 3 base Protoss, however you want to shake a stick at, is still pretty strong. Doesn't matter you know, where or when that's at, especially because Stephano's only starting his 4th mining base down at the bottom left-hand corner. It's been there and being utilized for production for a while, but hasn't been mining quite yet, so the economies for the 2 players have been relatively even.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you mentioned, 3 base Protoss is very scary. You can easily max out on 3 bases.
Beastly bases.
Those beastly bases. And you can also get your upgrades as well. Oh, good force fields again, just zoning out the Hydras, just keeping them away from his army.
Yeah, 1 Spore Crawler about to go down. It looks like 1 Void Ray went down in the mix, but this Void Ray wall is starting to be established with these next 2 come out. He's going to have 7 on the field, but here comes the big flank from Stephano. He's going to make his way around the right-hand side. More good force fields going down. Some of those Hydras are able to attack, but none of the Roaches are.
Yeah, some of the Hydras coming in from the side as well.
There's so many units here for Stephano. He's starting to drive away that Void Ray wall. There's only a few Stalkers left, and it looks like Stephano may be able to overrun his opponent.
Yeah, just getting that overwhelming unit advantage. Hydra's coming in to take out the third base. The army of KiWiKaKi is dead. GG!
Wow, and Stephano takes game number 1 in style.
He really did, man. I mean, again, it's like I said earlier, this guy's decision-making in game is so good.
Yeah, he knew